Okay, we are going to be making granola from scratch. This is a really nice way to use up your rolled oats that you have in your food storage. Makes a really cheap granola, and it's a lot healthier than a lot of the ones that you'll buy at the grocery store. Even compared to a lot of homemade recipes, this is the one that I found that I like the best. It has the longest shelf life. It has a lot less oil and sugar than most granolas do, so it's really healthy for you, and it's not going to go rancid quickly because of all the oil. So we're going to start with 6 cups of rolled oats, and I like to use the old-fashioned rolled oats. They're a little bit thicker, and I buy mine at Macy's. You can get about a 50-pound bag of rolled oats there for, I think it's around $12. So it's a really, really cheap grain to keep in your food storage, and obviously easy to use because you can use it every day. So after that, we're going to add just a cup of shredded coconut and a half a cup of nuts. You can use any kind of nuts you want. And then these are flax seeds. You can also use sesame seeds or what are the other ones? Sesame seeds or sunflower seeds. So just kind of make a mix of whatever works good for your family. And then a half of a cup of brown sugar. And then you'll just mix that up. If you find that your brown sugar has gotten hard and dry, you can just pop it in the oven or microwave for a few minutes, and it won't stay soft very long, but while it's still warm, it will be nice and easy to mix in. So once you've got that all mixed up, it's just not anything fancy, just stir it up. Then you're going to coat it with your oil and honey, and that's what's going to make it crisp and sweet. We'll set that aside for a minute. So the only thing that we're going to put on top of it now is a half a cup of oil. You want to make sure you use a mild oil, so Crisco or vegetable oil or canola oil works really good. And then we're going to add a third of a cup of honey. And then we'll add 2 teaspoons of vanilla. And this doesn't need to be mixed real well, just enough that you're going to get your honey and oil evenly distributed on your oats. So I'll just mix it for just a second here. Okay, so now we're just going to pour this over our oats. And what I found works the best is just to use a rubber spatula, and then you can kind of squish your honey and oil into your oats well. This is the only part that just takes a little extra time. You just want to make sure that you get your honey and oil really well distributed on your oats. And you're not adding very much, so it does take a few minutes just kind of massaging it in so that you get it over all of your oats and they're going to all be evenly toasted. If you ever cook with a sun oven, this is a really great recipe to use in a sun oven. You don't even have to stir it. If you do that, you just leave it in for a couple of hours and it's done. So we're going to be doing a segment on sun ovens in a few weeks, so if you're not familiar with how to use those, we'll give you some ideas there. And then when you bake this, you'll want to put it on either a cookie sheet, or I do it in a large deep cake pan so it doesn't spill when I stir it. But you want to make sure it's in a nice thin layer so that you can get it evenly toasted without having to open up the oven a lot and stir it. So if you can get a nice thin layer, that works best. So we've just about got all of our oats covered here. Do you want to get a little closer on this? Okay, never mind. So you just want it evenly coated. You'll be able to tell what's dry and what's not. It's pretty obvious. So then when you're ready to cook it, just transfer it into whatever you're going to bake it in. If you have a nice big cake pan like I do, that's what I normally make stuff in. You're going to bake it for 15 minutes at 350, and then you're going to stir it every 5 minutes for 15 minutes more. So a total half hour of baking. So here is a batch that's just about ready to come out. This is still a little light, or we'll let it bake a little bit longer, but it'll just get a little bit more brown and doesn't look much different. And it smells really good. It's fantastic on yogurt and as a breakfast cereal, so that's how we use it most in our family.